Does your furry friend take over your bed every night? It's time to reclaim your space while giving them the comfort they deserve with the coldest, cozy dog bed. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description to buy now on Amazon.
Well, it didn't take long for Labour to shaft Britain's pensioners, did it? Despite promising during the election campaign that winter fuel payments were safe with them, on Monday Chancellor Rachel Reeves duly abolished them for the 10 million retirees who aren't on pension credit. The government can't afford to pay the benefit anymore because apparently there's a new £22 billion black hole in the public finances, which Labour didn't know about at the time of the election. Well, if you believe that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn that I'd like to sell you. What has really happened, as Andrew Neil explained in these pages yesterday, is that millions of Britain's pensioners will be paying for Labour's profligacy in other areas, like vast above-inflation pay hikes for public sector workers, not least 22% for recalcitrant junior doctors. Considering that it was a Labour Chancellor, Gordon Brown, who first introduced winter fuel payments in 1997, the betrayal is shocking. And for me, it's personal. My parents are disabled and in their late 90s. I juggle work to care for them, while helping them with their bills. A few years ago their heating cost up to £200 a month in midwinter, but since the Russian invasion of Ukraine sent energy prices through the roof, bills are now over £400. Their annual estimated cost for gas and electricity is an eye-watering £2,500 a year. The burden has lightened recently as wholesale prices have come down, but my parents' bills are still about 30% dearer than 3 years ago. And, come October, our energy provider will be able to charge 10% more, if, as predicted, the price cap is raised yet again. This year, Rachel Reeves has decreed that parents won't be getting any government help with their bills. This is because they do not claim benefits like pension credit, which tops up the state pension for those on a low income. Under a new means-tested regime, only those claiming benefits would be eligible, a miserly edict that will leave millions of pensioners in the cold this winter. How many will go to bed in their coats or succumb to hypothermia doesn't bear thinking about. Government apologists will have you believe that the withdrawal of winter fuel payments affects only the wealthy pensioners. Despite the triple lock, Britain still languishes down the table of state pension provision in Europe, below the likes of Bosnia-Herzegovina and Bulgaria according to the European Pension Break-Even Index. The idea that a single pensioner on £11,350 a year, a few pounds above the pension credit limit, is well off, is insulting. My parents aren't exactly poor. They own their own home and have savings for a rainy day after a life of hard work. Yet their wealth, like that of so many Britons, particularly those living in the south of England, is tied up in their home. But houses aren't just assets, they are liabilities, especially when the cost of maintenance and household bills are taken into account. The winter fuel payment was a godsend as it meant my parents could afford to keep the heating on for longer in winter, something which has no doubt helped keep them alive, not least my mother who struggles with a rare blood condition and always feels the cold. But if you believe some of the drivel spouted by right-on celebrities this week, you'd have thought they were millionaires. Step forward Dame Mary Beard. The TV classicist could hardly wait to tweet her congratulations to the Chancellor on her cruel cutbacks. "Thank you Rachel Reeves," she wrote. "We have tried to divert our winter fuel allowance, but we don't need it. It's right to remove it from those like us. Good for well-heeled Mary." The vast majority of pensioners who were losing their winter fuel allowance, meanwhile, do need it. My parents aren't TV presenters who have their latest books on prominent display in Waterstones and Blackwells, and I expect yours aren't either. On X, one Francis Smith put it best: "It really is quite callous of you to thank Rachel Reeves for removing WFA from poorer pensioners who don't qualify for pension credit, when you are clearly so comfortably off. Your lack of concern is shocking." Yet Beard is typical of the comfortably off, inside the tent cheerleaders for the new Labour government. Had the Tories scrapped the winter fuel allowance, we'd have never heard the last of it. Wicked old Tories would have been the refrain. R.